What's going on, everybody? Excuse me, my goodness. Hey, everybody, it's been a minute. As you can still probably hear, I have a little bit of congestion and whatnot going on, but it is what it is, right? It happens. I hope everybody's having an amazing beginning of their week. It's been a while. I missed you guys, and we just so happened to have some interesting news come across my desk this morning. As I'm sure a lot of you have already heard, we're gonna talk about the whole Dr. Dino situation. Needless to say, he has not been honest. Go figure. Yes, somebody asked if Matt Powell has left Dinosaur Adventureland. I have it on good authority that Matt Powell is no longer at Dinosaur Adventureland. At least that's what Matt Powell says. It is a weird video format. I agree. Let's see here. You know what? We'll just do bam. There you go. Now you get all of me. Unfortunately, we're waiting on. We're waiting on my good buddy here to get here so we can do all this together. Mel says, "What? A plot hole broadcast on my birthday? Awesome gift. Well, happy birthday. I'm sure you're like 27 years old or something like that, but there you are. Happy birthday. Good to have you here." And then Baconhead Eating for Fun says, "Good morning, Johnny-O. Good morning to you as well, although it is still nighttime here, you know, in this neck of the woods." Roisin, I see you over there. Ed, good to see you. So many folks here. Good to see all of you. We are going to get into it here in just a few minutes. Hopefully, Mr. Warren is not as late as he normally is. See, everybody wants to talk about me being late on Weekend Horror. It's not. It's always JL. It's never Johnny. Very rarely is Johnny. There he is. All right. What's up, JL? Warren. He can't hear me up, I guess. JL, give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. JL. Hey, buddy. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. It's not Johnny this time. Well, while JL figures out his audio, Arian Rod has gifted 5 plot hole memberships. Thank you so much, Arian Rod. I really do appreciate that. Hey, Juggernaut Jerry, good to see you. Let's see here. Mel, did you tell us? Well, plus 27. We're not counting that next 27 years, okay? So, we have JL Demon Tech. It's all right. Everybody, let's point and laugh at JL while we can, because as soon as he gets his volume fixed, or as soon as he gets his whatchamacallit fixed, you know, we're in for it. What's going on, Bert DeFert? Good to see you. Oh, Skits Crasher, who's been a plot hole crew member for 14 months, says hello, Johnny O and JL. Hello, Skits Crasher. Good to see you. Aw, I think he had to leave. I think he's gonna come back though. We'll let him do his thing. We'll do that for now. It's so weird. This is like, I'm still getting used to this new EV Mux. We're getting used to it, but we'll figure this out. We'll let JL let me know when he's ready to come back in. Hopefully he gets his stuff fixed pretty quick. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing very well. I have had some, issues with COVID and whatnot. Now we got strep in the house and all kinds of shit going on here. It's like the plague house, but it's what happens when you have a big house in a tiny, or big family in not a tiny house, but that's what happens. Let's see here. Mark Jones, we will most definitely come back here. We will most definitely go over some of the players and a little bit of the background. We'll get into all that here in just a few minutes. Absolutely. Baconhead Eating for Fun for £2 says staying up watching you at 2 a.m. in the UK. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, JL. What's this? Okay, well, let's take a look, JL. Let's bring you back. Hi, buddy. Yeah, you might need to change your audio input on EVMux because we still can't hear you. And you're not muted on this end. So double check that. What? Johnny can barely fit in his huge house. That's not entirely accurate. It fit pretty well, actually. Hey Stevie, hey Stevie, good to see you. Yes, the tridents, of course. We're tridents, all of us are tridents. I don't know what's going on, Jay. I don't know why I can't hear you, and it sucks because this is one of the many streams that I would really like to get you on because, yeah. Whoa, Goldinger. It's only on the other side of. It's only the other side. We'll have to remove him. It's only on the other side of whatchamacallit, of eBay. I wonder how many of you remember that. Excuse me. I wonder how many of you remember that time on eBay when you could sell a kidney. I forgot who had it up, but somebody did an auction for one of his kidneys, and I think he was up for like 2 hours, and he got up to like 600,000 or something. There he is. Now I hear you.
You good?
You're blasting me now, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Bacon head eating for fun for 2 pounds says Demon Tech strikes again. Haha. That's on his side.
It was weird. No, it wasn't on my end. Everything was coming through positive. I checked system levels, and even EVMux has a mic test that you can test, see if your sound is coming through. Everything was coming through. You just couldn't hear me.
No, I couldn't. But I can now.
That's all I was like looking. I was like, I only have the one input. So there is no
jump in and out, and it always works. Angel Rivera, who celebrates 5 months of membership, says, "What up at the plot hole NJL? What's going on?"
Did you turn it off? Did you turn it back on again?
Turn it off and on again. I love that show. It's the greatest show. If you have not seen IT Crowd, you have to watch it. You can binge the whole thing.
Button. Hit the button. The button. Just hit the button.
Oh, that's the problem. This is not a computer. This is a briefcase.
Something's not working. What kind of system are you using? Windows Vista. We're going to die.
He really is. Moss is the best part of that whole thing. Yeah, he is the best part of that show. All right, so really quick, we have some background for some of those who don't know who Dr. Kent Hovind is. I say doctor as in he's not a doctor. He's not a doctor.
No, he's not. He is not a doctor. He has no medical or scientific backgrounds in anything. He got a degree from a degree mill that he bought for like $2,000.
Yeah.
So you could spend $2,000, fill out a deal.
Funny you should say that. We're going to talk about his spending habits here in just a minute. Lord Illuminous Pooh for $2 says Kent kicked again. Was he not prepared for that? No, he wasn't.
Apparently he wasn't. now he does have like his backup. He has his backup channel. He does
have a backup channel called DAL.
Dinosaur Adventureland. It's only got like 6,000 subscribers. It's not like the huge amount he had over on the other one.
That he bought on the other one. I mean, allegedly bought. Anyway, so you have, I'm almost positive he was buying subscribers.
Views and subs, baby.
Yeah. When you jump up that high in subscribers, but your views are,
which makes me happy because I was sitting at like 3,700 subs, and my last video got like 6,000 views. I was like,
there you go.
I guess I'm doing something right.
No, that's always good. When you double your views to sub rate, that's a good thing. Anyway, so Kent Hovind is. So there's been a lot of heat on Kent Hovind and Dinosaur Adventureland as of late. It's been there for a while, but more recently with the Daily Beast article coming out talking about the child exploitation that allegedly happened. The harboring of known and convicted child molesters. That is a fact. You can't get me on that because there were convicted child molesters at Dinosaur Adventureland. Period. JL's YouTube channel is Bridge the Divide. You can probably he'll drop it in the. I'm sure he'll drop a link for you here in the side chat.
Like how? Like I have to go to another window to.
Oh my Jesus! You know, there's a comments thing over here, right? So if you look over there, right? Look at there's a comments thing. Goofy. You can click on that and you can post a comment.
I could have just done this from one window.
Anyway, another $5 for Lord Illuminous Pooh says this Fiverr says he's going to co-host a bunch of Dr. Peel's channel. That's another thing that's happened recently. Thank you for that $5, by the way. Another thing that's happened is Matt Powell has left Dinosaur Adventureland. Now, Mark Stoney if you're in the chat, I'm sure that you can confirm that, because I believe you have either spoken with him or you are going to speak with him, interview him on that. But he has, I think Matt Powell's already posted. He's left. It's the reason why he's left that has not been really clear. From what I understand, he didn't like being lied to, and I'm thinking, well, you went to fucking Kent Hovind's place. That kind of comes with the territory.
Well, here's a curious thing. What would he be lying to him? I mean, we know what lies he tells, but we also know what lies that Matt Powell believes. So, like the whole they come from rocks and blah 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 and water. So, but
it's not those lies.
So what? So I'm what I would think any logical, rational human being, which Matt Powell is decidedly not, would be like, you have convicted child predators on the premises here. You're putting them up and allowing them to stay on your premises, and then every time a parent says, "Hey, we have a problem with this," you come up with this story about how the New World Order is trying to take him down, and you just that was Kent's thing. I went through the Daily Beast, the Daily Beast article, and it was like the New World Order is trying to destroy him, and it's like. So I can understand why parents were leaving in droves, and I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when Kent was freaking out that people were leaving, and he was like, "Why is everyone leaving?" And it's like, because it's unsafe.
I forget. So we've got Mikhail. I don't even want to butcher your last name. So I started watching, got sidetracked by the kidney story. I was just expecting to talk about the great Dr. Dino. I can't remember his prison number, as Arn Ra likes to refer to him. I can't remember that number either. I used to have it readily available, but I stopped really covering Kent Hovind when it turns out that certain things were happening that nobody really cared about, which is a shame. It is a shame.
Ever since the McKinnon Mitchell documentary, I've been like, that was the final nail. I was quite certain that the McKinnon Mitchell documentary would finally do him in, because it exposed way too much about him. That's why, and the fact that he never addressed it, when he's so quick to whack an atheist, and he's so quick to put people under a microscope, and all of a sudden McKinnon Mitchell comes along and drops that documentary, and he is mum. He didn't say one.
He didn't say anything about he didn't say anything about the expose that I did on him either. And I contacted and spoke directly with Kent Hovind. He knew I was doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
So he likes to first and foremost, Kent Hovind, this was early 2000s, spent he was sentenced to 9 years in prison for tax related crimes. Mm-hmm. Tax evasion, some people have called it, but I forget what the exact crime was. It's not quite tax evasion, even though it's in the realm of tax evasion. And he, his whole deal was, no, that was all a farce because of this, that, and the other, because I know this and I know that, and they wanted to silence me, and I was wrongfully convicted. And he spent years and years and years bringing a frivolous lawsuit against the government for $500 million or something ridiculous.
Some ridiculous number.
It was a ridiculous amount of money. Structuring, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, wrote the last name. Structuring is the exact crime that he was convicted of. Yeah. And I can say that, Kent Hovind, because you were convicted of that crime.
On the books.
On the books, right. Anyway, so whenever it was so bad that the government took a look, the courts took a look at this frivolous lawsuit and just laughed out of court. No, there's nothing here. You were convicted. The evidence strongly shows that you committed these acts. So much so that a jury of your peers convicted you and put you in prison for it. And did Omnioros Boros? Yeah, there you go. Leave that up there. That's one of the things that Matt Powell has espoused, that Civil War soldiers killed a pterodactyl. I wish I were making that up. That's one. It is 100% something that's come out.
We literally had to go and find. That's some Hans Wormhat shit right there. Yeah. We had to go and find the source of that image, and to finally debunk it, because people were like, "No, it's real. It's Civil War soldiers killed a pterodactyl and they posed with it. Here we go." And it took forensic analysis to finally get people to stop looking at it. It was no. No, that. So it was just ridiculous. I think I heard a Civil War expert got in on that in order to show in the photo how those soldiers were not dressed correctly for the time period.
Exactly. it was just so bad. Anyway, so he also vehemently defended Chris Jones, that is the convicted child predator. He's a convicted child molester. I mean, he was convicted, and then his conviction was upheld by the court, a court of appeals, so much so that they said, not only are we certain that you did this, but we are certain beyond a reasonable doubt. We are certain so much so that you did this, that you did these heinous crimes, that we're going to make sure and mention that in our decision to uphold the conviction. That's a Cliff's Notes version of what was put in there, but you know, it's essentially what that said. Vert to Ferk for $20.
And dismiss with prejudice.
Vert to Ferk for $20 says, next time you two bearded beauties meet up, have a beer and soda on me. All right, there we are. We can do that. Beer and soda. I'll take the soda water. Jerry will take the beer. His lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice. Yeah. The appeal was not. The appeal went through the process like, no, you did this shit, and there was no mistakes. everything that you're saying about whatever, none of that's relevant here. There were no mistakes in this jury trial. You absolutely committed this crime. So, that being said, Chris Jones was allowed complete access of the facilities at Dinosaur Adventureland. Brought a minor child from his home in, I believe it was South Carolina, to Alabama. On DAL's property. They both shacked up together, and now there is an investigation into that by the parent of the minor child, who I won't name. You can find it. It's not very difficult, but in respect for that, I won't name the minor child. He was a minor child. I think he's still a minor child, if I remember correctly. I think he's under 15, but I can't remember. Anyway. So he was allowed access with this child, and certain things have come out about what happened between this person and this child. Several witnesses have made statements and come up. I mean, I've got videos on it. I think it's in that part. I don't remember if that part was in McKinnon's documentary or not. I can't remember. That was a very long documentary. It covered pretty much everything from
start to finish. And I'm pretty sure he made mention of the Jones situation.
I know he made mention of the Jones situation, but I don't know if he actually had the information about what happened, as I'm not sure that was all released at the time that McKinnon was doing his documentary, at least the other stuff that have come out. No, it wasn't a random child, Mark Jones. Hey, Triggered Limey, good to see you. Anyway, so that being said, that's where we are with Kent Hovind and the ilk that he chooses to surround himself with. Now, here's the thing. I don't give a shit about his insane views on creationism, young earth creation. It's absolutely incorrect. It's 100% false. I don't care. You believe what you want to believe. My issue has always been the hateful rhetoric that comes out of his mouth. That's been the issue of a lot of people, the hateful rhetoric, calling for homosexuals or LGBTQ plus communities to be exterminated if they don't repent and get saved. My name is Chris Hansen. So that's where that issue is. Anyway, after plenty of what is the word I'm looking for? Offenses, terms of service violations. We've got this news this morning that Kent Hovind official has been deleted from YouTube. He has 48 hours, I believe, to file an appeal, and it's kind of funny. So instead of filing appeal, he puts this out. We're going to watch this video here. This is Kent Hovind's response to the termination of his channel on his backup channel, and here we go.
Hovind here at Dinosaur Adventureland. It is, what's the date today? February the 7th, 2023. February 9th, I gave my heart to the Lord, got saved back in 1969. February is a good month. YouTube apparently has taken down our main channel, Kent Hovind Official. We're pretty certain actually, that several Christians have been spamming YouTube saying, get this down because they're jealous of our success or don't like our content or our doctrine or something.
That's absolutely false. It wasn't a bunch of people brigading your channel. It was all of the terms of service violations on your channel. YouTube doesn't look at brigading and say, oh, well, because people are brigading, we're going to take you down. That's not how YouTube works. They will take a look at the violations. If people say, hey, look, this is what we are reporting, this violation here at this timestamp, and this is why we're reporting it. Now they'll take a look at that, and if they decide that yes, that is a violation, then you get your hand slapped. And here's the thing, for your channel to be removed, it's not a one offense. It's not your first time offense. You can have something as serious as pornography on your channel, and unless it is like an egregious TOS violation, they'll slap your hand for it. They'll remove your video, and they'll give you content. They'll give you a terms of service, a content strike, but they won't just automatically delete you. Now, if you have several videos already posted and they're like, yeah, no, this is egregious, yeah, they can't do it, but they'll cite several different violations. They won't just say nope, unless you're like one of those spam channels, like Metallica has been having a whole mess of spam channels just pop up that are clones. That's a little bit different because that's somebody spamming and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
What you can all do to help me, everybody, if you have a Gmail account, go to, email on your Gmail account YouTube and complain and say, look, I watch this channel. There's nothing wrong with this. Please disregard the spammers and put the channel back up. They can still do that in the next 2 days. So please do that. And for those of you so-called Christians, Jesus had more trouble out of the Pharisees than anybody. The Romans didn't bother him.
Does he not realize that this is like the Streisand effect? He just requested people like brigade YouTube to try and get him back, which in turn is going to make all the people that don't like him brigade YouTube to keep him away.
Right. So Odin says they have nude yoga on YouTube. Yes, they do have nude yoga. That's not considered pornography though. So it's very weird. Not very weird. Like
Still
YouTube
works.
Yeah, YouTube's TOS allows for that because it doesn't. Look, we all know people are getting the rocks after nude yoga, but for some reason, because there's a different, it's not intended to be. It's so stupid. Anyway.
I don't know anything about that. I can't say it with a straight face.
There's 10 bookmarks in your bookmarks page.
No. It's way further down than that one.
It's way longer than that.
I have much better sight. I have much better sight than that.
You got to listen to this guy.
People out there who claim they love God that just absolutely hate our ministry for no good reason other than jealousy. So
no, for a very good reason, because you espouse bullshit and hateful dangerous hateful bullshit. Yeah.
You guys, why don't you go get a real job? Start your own ministry. Build.
The fuck. You got to be kidding me. The lack of self-awareness. The absolute lack of self-awareness here. Oh,
my God! It's like this. I'll have a Coke. Oh, tell me one more.
Trust me, there are plenty more in here. There are plenty more.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
Yeah. The absolute lack of self-awareness of what just happened. Oh, it gets worse.
You're gonna get a job, you slackers. Yeah. He tried to audition for the fucking principal of Back to the Future and he lost out.
Oh jeez. Well, and the fact that the fact that he is completely unaware, like, get a real job. Like, this fucker doesn't live off of YouTube and his bullshit ministry. I mean, come on, that's not a quote real job, Ken Hovind. And that is the correct use of air quotes, by the way. Matt Powell, learn your fucking shit.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yeah. All right, it gets better, I promise.
Opposite of terror down. So if you can help us, please, not only you write to YouTube, get everybody you know that loves the Lord, contact all your friends, family, and say, look, send an email. YouTube needs to get blasted with this. A lot of emails saying, look, remove the strikes, put the channel back up. We don't even know what they took it down for. 5 o'clock this morning, I was up working on my YouTube on my PowerPoint for tonight. It was fine. 7 o'clock, I went, laid back down, took a nap. 7 o'clock, got up, it was gone, channel gone. Matt Powell has been working with them on this, trying to get it reinstated. So please pray. Meanwhile, we're still up on a lot of other platforms. Go to our website, drdino.com, and we're going to try to get things redirected over there to Dinosaur Adventureland, to this channel. So please tell all your friends that you know that love our channel. Here's where you go.
Okay. I had to pause it here because I want to read Sam I Am's super chat, and we're really about to step into it. Sam I Am, who's been a plot hole crew member for 17 months, says, love JL's laugh. Finger guns. That's right. Bang, bang. Okay.
Great.
All of you have your galoshes on because the shit is about to get deep.
And pray for this. They said we can buy our subs back.
That is not a thing.
What?
You cannot buy your subs back. That is not how that works. That is total bullshit. Okay.
I've listened to some crazy shit on YouTube, and I've never even heard that.
It is. This is where he's trying to turn this into a grift. Charlie Welch, who's been a plot hole crew member for 22 months, says water. Thank you so much for that continued support. Okay.
Work, Randall? You got to pay $4,000 to buy back 200,000 subscribers.
That is not a thing. That is 100% bullshit. What he's trying to do, he's trying to recoup the money that they've spent on the purchased subscriptions so he can transfer those over. That's what he's trying to do. I think later on in the video, he talks about how you got to spend $4,000 to get the subscribers transferred from the old channel to the new channel. That is not a thing. That is not a YouTube thing. Not at all.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave.
Yes.
And then the atheists will say, see, they bought their subs. They were already our subs. We had to pay YouTube to get them reinstated.
That's not how that works.
Wow. He turned a confession into... Wow.
Yes. I'm sorry to keep pausing this, but I saw that Bacon Head Eating for Fun for 2 pounds says his head is so far up his own bottom. Yeah. It doesn't go that way.
He warped a confession so that it could come off so that he's not like, but people deliberately lie. They often have tells. So he basically took what was the truth. They bought them because the atheists could tell us that we bought them. He's essentially confessing and then turning that into his grift opportunity. Wow. This dude is a con fucking artist.
Yes. Exactly what's happening. This is the biggest load of bullshit. And what he will attempt to do, once I'm sure somebody in his own camp, like, dude, you're caught. What he'll attempt to do is say, well, I had no idea. See, I'm asking, and that's what my guy says. No bullshit. He 100% knows what's going on. Hey, Garris, good to see you.
They'll complain about something. So anyway, help us if you would. Be in prayer for this. When I started my ministry in 1989, YouTube didn't exist. We started preaching the gospel and did it with videotapes. I mean, the old-fashioned VCR. Made several million of those, and then switched over to DVDs, and now it's electronic with YouTube. So we just want to serve the Lord however we can do it. Help us out. Pray for this. Contact the YouTube and say, please reinstate this channel. And whoever's complaining, shut their channel down. Yeah.
Wow. No, that's not how that works.
So a double brigade to have him back, and then brigade to have his critics shut down. That's cute.
Yeah,
that's cute.
That would help him. All right, thank you so much. Anything else, Randall? Let's see. To our current subscribers, help us win this fight. Share everything. When we do videos that you like, record it, copy it, save it, and share it everywhere you want. Okay? We just want to get the gospel out. We're not trying to build a castle. We're trying to win a war. So if you have any questions, call 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3. Randall, the tech questions, your extension 4. 855-BIG-DINO, extension 4. If you want to help with our tech problem situation there. Sorry for the poor quality, folks. We just don't have good internet. We're trying everything we can try out here in Linux. Meanwhile, he records it and reposts them. We'll be posting everything like we always have been on Dinosaur Adventureland channel, which has no strikes, unless the morons try to get that some strikes for some reason.
The morons. You mean the people who have legitimate complaints against the hateful rhetoric that you put out? Yeah. Good work with that. Good job.
People want me to call him. Probably so he can hear my laugh.
Oh, man. Here we go.
They're just jealous. We understand. Okay. All right.
Wow.
What?
Help us out, please.
Wow. I didn't see that part.
Back that up. Back that up.
Just a little gross. I don't know how far I got to go back. I hope this is it.
If you want to help with our tech problem situation there, sorry for the poor quality, folks. We just don't have good internet. We're trying everything we can try out here in Linux. Meanwhile, he records it and reposts them. We'll be posting everything like we always have been on Dinosaur Adventureland channel, which has no strikes, unless the morons try to get that some strikes for some reason. They're just jealous. We understand. Okay.
Oh,
that's so gross.
Oh,
that's so gross. Skydiver Tanner has offered up this prayer to the YouTube gods, and we're gonna get into it now. Oh, YouTube gods, we pray to you to shut down those that tell the truth and not those that sell batshit crazy to all the idiots that hate by claiming the love of the Lord. To the algorithm we pray.
Skydiver
Tanner, it's good to see you. Hope all is well in Colorado. There's more, I think.
All right.
Is there more?
Help us out, please, today, right away. It's got to be done today. Amen. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, that's it. And okay, so there's like this face of his. Hang on, we're going to let this go for however long he makes this constipated face. Look, he's trying to take a shit right now. You can't contain the fecal matter. Look at him. Seriously, this goes on for quite a few more, I don't know, like another minute, I think. No, it's almost done. Holy shit. It's ridiculous.
I have a vitamin D deficiency.
All right. So yes.
Wow.
Dr. Dino. Oh, Jesus. I can't even say it. Can't even say Dr. Dino. That guy's a fucking idiot. Like I said, I have no problem with what he wants to believe. Believe what you want. You want to believe that man and dinosaurs strolled hand in hand down to the ferry? I don't give a damn. But when you come at people and you try and grift them, this is an obvious scam. We should call him, says Gold Dinger. Gosh. Actually, it's past his bedtime. It's 9:30 over there.
That's what they're an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
Lenox, Alabama. In Lenox, Alabama.
Yeah, it should have been Greenbow, Alabama.
Greenbow, Alabama.
Bacon Head Eating for 2 pounds says he makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can be really creepy sometimes, like really creepy.
He lacks so much self-awareness. Like when he talks, that first thing bullshit he said, we'll look at it again because
Over here, Dinosaur Adventureland. It is, what's the date today? February the 7th, 2023. February 9th, I gave my heart to the Lord, got saved back in 1969. February's a good month. YouTube apparently has taken down our main channel, Kent Hovind Official. We're pretty certain actually, that several Christians have been spamming YouTube saying, get this down because they're jealous of our success or don't like our content or our doctrine or something. What you can all do to help me. Everybody, if you have a Gmail account, go to, email on your Gmail account, YouTube, and
the fucking guy has no clue. Like, he has no clue what he's saying.
Complain and say, look, I watch this channel. There's nothing wrong with it.
Or he does, and he legit thinks we're all that stupid. Either he's aware of the grift and he's just like lying his ass off, or he legitimately thinks that we are all just that dumb.
I think it's both. He knows it's a grift, and he knows it's con. All right, he knows it's a con. Whether or not he thinks we're stupid enough to fall for it, obviously there are people who are. There are people who are stupid enough to fall for his con.
That's true.
Now, out of his 200,000 plus subscribers, I'm sure that a decent group, probably 20%, were hate watchers. I never subscribed to his channel. I'd pick up a video of his every now and again. His whacking atheist shit. This always make me laugh.
I just wanted to be on there. I wanted to be featured, but I never got. I wasn't big enough, you know.
Oh no, you didn't have 50,000 plus subscribers. Good night, Triggered Limey. Or you weren't a dainty little English woman.
I was gonna make some comment how I'm not Emma Stone, but
yeah,
I couldn't think of one.
Yeah, I got it right. I'm sorry, Emma Stone. I don't mean to poke fun at you. That's not what I'm doing. When I say
he went after her because she was a woman, because
she was exactly
a dainty, cute little girl, and he was like, easy target. The foolish woman take on men, and that's exactly what. You can just talk to his ex-wives. You can talk to Cynthia. You can talk to the like that. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way he treats me. That's the way he views women.
Yeah.
Not what she said. You wasn't. That's what she said. Oh, thank you, Odin. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. I'll internalize that later.
Yep.
With this, please disregard the spammers and put the channel back up. They can still do that in the next 2 days. So please do that. And for those of you so-called Christians, Jesus had more trouble out of the Pharisees than anybody. The Romans didn't bother him too much. It was the Pharisees who claimed to love God. And we got
Emma Thorne. My bad. Sorry. My bad.
What did you say?
I called her Emma Stone.
Oh, that's right. We did because
Emma Thorne. My bad. Sorry.
Yep.
Got a few people out there who claim they love God that just absolutely hate our ministry.
The reason why they don't like your ministry is because it paints other Christians in a completely negative light.
Mm-hmm.
And kudos for people of the Christian faith who call out dumb shits like this, absolute scam artists like this. Kudos, because you guys need to. You need to call out this type of bullshit. You need to call out the Matt Powell hateful rhetoric. You need to call out the Westboro Baptist Church rhetoric. All that shit out. Let them know that we do not identify with that. We do not want to see that. That is not a true representation of the Christian faith.
For no good reason other than jealousy. So you guys, why don't you go get a real job?
That gets me every time. Go get a real job. Okay. What
a real job, you slacker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Valerie Handmaid with a heart. Good to see you.
I knew it was Emma. It was something natural, something in nature. Stone, thorn, something. Right. I knew it was something in nature, and I love Emma's content. I catch it when I get the opportunity. Occasionally I'll look at she does so well that I don't feel sometimes I'll draft off. Like I've drafted off of a couple of other YouTubers. Like I'll watch a Godless Engineer video and I'll be like, there was a major point that he could have brought up that he did not bring up. But then again, the angle of his channel is different from mine. Mine is more towards the social dynamics. His is more towards the side, breaking down the science and this is why they're wrong. Mine is like, they're wrong. This is why they're wrong, and this is the social impact that we can do. And this is how we can get past it. Yeah. So that's what I focus on. So typically I'll draft them, but Emma does such an amazing job on her own that I don't even need to do that. She'll take a video and she'll just fucking slay it. So I love her to death, and she's amazing. So
she definitely has that gift of the gab when it comes to that shit. The way that she puts her stuff together. That's what bothers him the most about Emma. Is the fact that she's so eloquent when she tears him a new asshole. Whoa, I'm sorry, Ed209. This is not your dad. He's not the father, okay? Come on, Ed.
So last summer, there are many people I would love to collab with, whether it was Emma, Godless, Thinking Atheist, The Skeptic. Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers I would love to collab with. The one day maybe I'm just not that big yet, and I'm not on their radars. They don't know of me, which is fine. Eventually, if my channel gets large enough, they'll know about me because I'll start popping up in the algorithm more. Yeah. So one day they'll know. I'm a little bit newer to doing this content. It's only been a couple of years, so I'm a little bit new to the content. So they've been doing it like 5, 10 plus. So eventually I'll get up there. And I'll earn my seat at the table eventually. So fingers crossed. One day, you keep plugging away at it. So.
Skydiver Tanner brings up, makes a very good observation. Something that I missed from the onset because I was busy What the fuck was that?
Sorry, I knocked over my vape. I knocked over my vape juice.
What is the word that is real big behind Kent Hovind there?
Imagine.
Interesting that a young earth creationist has the word imagine.
The land of make believe.
He is so.
That's way too many SpongeBob's that for me to be comfortable with that.
Yeah. His SpongeBob collection. And I don't why is it SpongeBob that he's picked for his whack and atheist thing? It's
because
SpongeBob.
he was doing the whole you came from like it was Imagination Land is effectively what it is, but he can't use that because that's Disney and like that. But he was like, it's SpongeBob Imagination Land, it's SpongeBob cartoon nonsense. So he was equating believing in evolution to believing SpongeBob was a real thing, and then that kind of his followers kind of got a real charge out of that. So they started doing the whack and anything where you could whack SpongeBob, and it was just a thing. So
okay, I see. So stupid.
Yes, one day I'll be a real boy.
Now I do follow some of the groups about Kent Hovind and whatnot, and there's a lot of Kent Hovind's catching deservedly so catching a lot of hate in these groups. A lot of people are happy that he's been nuked. He needs to be. There are some people that. Oh, see, there you go. SpongeBob Golddinger says SpongeBob equals sponging off of his viewers. More lack of self-awareness. It just, my God.
Now, sponge. He is a sponge. A leech. A parasite. A parasite upon humanity.
Gosh. This guy. Now I don't know. I'm not sure where this came from, but apparently, and this is a quote that's being attributed to Kent Hovind. I haven't come. I believe that he said this, which is one of the reasons why, because it sounds just like something he would say, and it kind of falls in line with. I think somebody may have told him that you can't just buy your subs back. You have to transfer them. Now that's an error. We got to transfer them. Yes, again, proper use of air quotes because I'm quoting what you dumbasses said. So it says YouTube said, and this is a quote attributed to Kent Hovind. YouTube said I could pay $4,000 to have subs from a terminated channel move to another channel without any of the subs permission. I don't think he actually said that, but I do believe that he would put that out there because some of his people are gullible enough to do that, to believe that shit.
Oh, that's just too funny. Oh, Johnny, where do you get your glasses?
Lens Crafters.
Okay, because I live out here in the damn freaking sticks. I get mine from Zenny, Zenny.com. That's where I get my glasses.
Okay.
So that's where I get mine. And so, because somebody said, do Johnny and JL get their glasses at the same place?
Ooh,
and it's like, no. I get mine from Zenny.com because they're durable and they're they just make really solid lenses and really solid frames.
I bought mine. I bought Ray-Bans because of Men in Black. I want to make sure that they can't, they can't zap me.
Why do you think they call them Ray-Bans?
Splaticus Max for 5 Canadian says Kent Hovind watched. Excuse me. My goodness. Watch the documentary series of Flintstones, a true story of Stone Age life. I mean, that's what he believes, though. Except he doesn't believe it was Stone Age. He believes it was like 6,000 years ago. And the funny thing is, he'll contradict himself when he's talking about this young Earth creationism. He'll talk about, the Earth is only 6,000 years ago, but tens of thousands of years ago, this, that, and the other. I'm like, dude, that completely contradicts your whole viewpoint.
He's done it. He's done it in his live broadcast, and nobody will call him out on it. Like he'll literally state one position, and in 15 minutes he'll say something else that the implications of that contradict what he previously said. Because you can't run. The problem is that it's not like this is just like one claim, and then he can just misrepresent and run with it. That's the problem that he runs into, and that's the problem that so many of us are trying to get across to the people that listen to him, is that there is such a preponderance of evidence that you can't just say, Like, you can't just attack Darwin and think you're going to take down evolution.
Right.
You have to literally go. I mean, and it's not just like evolutionary biology that's supported by evolution. It's agriculture, it's medicine, it's animal husbandry, it's like dogs themselves, it's the pet, everything we like. Virtually, there's so much science out there that we use that is predicated upon our excellent understanding of evolution, that if evolution were debunked, then all of this would be thrown out because we've built upon the science so much. So he thinks that's the problem, is that he'll state something here. It's like, well, here's this one problem with this field, but the problem is that thing is solved or is alluded to into something else. And so he's got to go there. And then so that's why he keeps bouncing back and forth. The
reason why he has to continue bouncing back and forth is because even in his bullshit worldview, it doesn't add up. Like, suspension of disbelief just doesn't work. And again, I don't care what he wants to believe. I don't care. There are plenty of other people out there that can go through and debunk all of that nonsense. By the way, Darth Bane had just become a plot hole headbanger. Thank you so much, Darth Bane. Make sure you guys show Darth Bane all the wonderful emojis he has access to now. But
billions and billions of years.
And billions,
billions of stars.
And again, I don't want to get into the science and all that stuff, because that's not really what this channel is about. I mean, if this were debunking his position, then yes. But this isn't about debunking that position. This is about talking about the absolute grift that is going on right here. We got to spend $4,000 to get the subs moved from the old channel, or we can buy our subs back. Like, yeah, you can buy your subs back from QQTube, not YouTube. Dr. Dave knows all about this, but QQTube is where you can buy your subs.
So the amount of donation money that he has spent already to procure those subs, which we all suspected. We all suspected because of the sub to view ratio.
The analytics.
His view ratios were always like abysmal. No one. I popped over to a couple of his live streams, and there's like
his subs, right? So when you look at, and here's the thing. I mean, if you look at my subscriber rate versus what my viewership on live streams, right? I've got, I think, 191 right now, and I've got 12,000 subs. That that in itself is telling. I watch Emily Hopkins, who's a harpist. She's brilliant. She's got almost 100,000 subs, and she gets around the same numbers I do in her live streams. That's not so much what I'm curious about. My curiosity is about the the number of subscribers he gets per day. It's always a rounded number, and the fact that his subs will go up without any views. Excuse me.
To answer 404's question, do I suspect that he is a member of Jalen Thomas Ministries? I know who you're talking about. I know you're talking about that kid Jalen. I don't think that he is. Ken Hovind would never. Ken Hovind doesn't share the spotlight really with anybody. Everybody is subservient to Ken Hovind.
Yeah,
that was expressed. If you look at any of the stuff that's been researched on him and collected about him, Ken Hovind doesn't share the spotlight. Everyone in Ken Hovind's orbit is subservient to him. He is the head leader of that whole thing.
Which is one of the reasons why I think he and Matt Powell are no longer powelling up, because I think what Matt Powell was brought out there for was to be the new face of DAL, but something happened. It didn't turn out that way. It didn't turn out very well.
I thought it was because Kent was a power top, and Matt figured out that he was switch. And
definitely power top, right? And I don't know, like I said, whatever. Anti-Audi, who just become a plot hole crew member. Thank you so much. Again, all the emojis.
Stuart, that's a new sketch. Stuart leaves Dinosaur Adventureland.
Look what I can do. Stuart.
That's why the thumbnail I put together for my next Matt Powell video. When I did the sneak peek of that, I said Stuart goes to Auschwitz. So
yeah. Constant Ward says he and Kirk Cameron have the most ridiculous videos explaining creationism.
Oh, that's him and Kirk. That's Banana Hands. That's Ray Comfort.
Yeah, they all do. All of them have terrible, just misrepresentations, right? Celeste Summer says he used to quote Stewart constantly. He was so much. That was one of the best skits, not just on Mad TV, but on all those sketch comedy shows. One of the best skits. So funny.
Oh, ouch. Wrote a no less name. Curious George in the dangerous swimming lake.
And that's pretty fucked up too, right? So that's one
fucked.
thing that a lot of people don't remember is that, well, not don't remember. I'm sure people who actually, whatever, they remember this, but people don't talk about it. He definitely doesn't want people talking about it. He doesn't want people talking about the fact that there was a child who died on his property. And instead of consoling the family members, instead of going to the hospital to console the grieving parents, this idiot goes around the hospital handing out pamphlets about his ministry, inviting people to come to his compound.
Yeah.
My goodness. What's up, Zachariah Hooper? And
hey, everybody. Hey, Zachariah Hooper.
It's just
he's a grifter. That's the con. That's
exactly right.
Every opportunity is every opportunity is every situation is an opportunity to plug his grift and to get more people involved. That's the whole thing. And tragedy brings people together. So why not utilize the tragedy to sell your con? Sell
your grift, yeah. Lois Peterson has become a new Plot Hole crew member. Thank you so much. Use those emojis, guys. Have fun with them. Have fun with them.
Jason Hyde says, didn't he give the family free passes for the next year? Because that's exactly what a grieving father wants.
Yeah.
A year's worth of trips to see a bunch of aluminum siding dinosaurs.
And here's the thing. Maybe his father did go out there and say he had a great time, and I would absolutely go back. Maybe all that stuff is true, but that just goes to show, if that is true, that just goes to show the level of danger that people like Kent Hovind are. They're very dangerous when they can get people to disregard the fact that their offspring perished because there's no safety there, none whatsoever. Many people have talked about the lack of safety precautions. There still isn't any safety precautions to this day at the spot where that child perished.
No lifeguard on duty.
No lifeguard on duty.
No fencing around the place when there's adults not around. Right. Nothing.
And Hovind makes everybody who goes there sign a waiver that says you enter at your own risk. He knows that these dangers are there. That's why I go after idiots like this guy. Not because of what he believes, but because how he believes what he believes. How he goes about taking advantage of people. Yeah. The fact that he not only housed a convicted child molester, but he defended him. He minimized. Oh, all they did was play strip poker with a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 12-year-old. That's all he did.
All they did was get down. All they did was get down to their underwear. Nothing happened. So
Nothing happened. Yeah, no. It got, it was like, that was it, And then, Chris Jones, my big crime. And you hear him saying all this stuff. I got a video on it. Just look up Kent Hovind and Chris Jones. You hear Chris Jones himself say, well, you want to know what my big crime was? It was grabbing somebody and throwing him in the pool. Like, no, that's not your big crime. You can look up the conviction, and you can look up the appeal where they talk about the dangerous things that happened. The eyewitness accounts from the victims of this crime. They talk about all the evidence that go into it. I mean, it's just, my goodness. I don't think so. I don't think OSHA has done anything with Dinosaur Adventureland. I think there's a workaround that he's exploiting. Chaos Warden says, so his park is like Dangerland that Johnny O from the Jackass did a movie about. Yeah.
That theme that's a theme park that was up in New Jersey, I think, or where was that thing?
I think it was in Jersey.
Yeah.
I think it was in Jersey. Hey, Raven Darkstar, good to see you. But yeah, no, this guy and here's the thing. Chris Jones is not the only suspected child molester who's enjoyed the grounds of DAL. He's not the only one. There are other people out there who are have been accused by their own family members. Like, no, we don't allow him to come over because of these things. We will not allow it. To which I say, well, if that's true, then why didn't you prosecute? Why didn't you turn him in? Well, he's a family member. Yeah, but if he's a family member that you want to allow around your children, then I think you have an obligation, not just a moral one. You have a legal obligation to blow the whistle. At least you can say, look, I tried. I went to the police. I filed my reports. This is what happened. What's up, Logan Sandman? Good to see you. It's been a minute.
I think the workaround on that is that everybody that's there that works at Dinosaur Adventureland, that it's all volunteer.
Volunteer work.
That's what it is. It's all volunteer work. So it's, that they don't actually hire anybody because it's not effectively a workplace. So.
Yeah, I think that's the workaround there. My goodness. I got to get this guy off the screen because he's so no. There we are. I guess I'll take my chances and try to pet a grizzly bear at Yellowstone. I've seen some crazy bear encounter videos. I think it was at Yellowstone where a guy was climbing, and this fucking grizzly bear comes running up on him. He like punches him in the nose. Like somehow fought off this bear. That was one of the most insane things I've seen. And then there's another one where a guy just walks up on a black bear as a black bear is going through his trash. Just like, there's a guy filming. He's like, dude, there's a bear. He just walked right up on him. Scared the shit out of the black bear. The fucking bear took off. Which just goes to show, generally speaking, they don't want to kill you. Unless they're polar bears, and they do want to kill you. Polar bears will follow you. They will hunt you because they know that food is scarce.
Was it a bear? It was JL.
JL chasing. That's true. It's probably true.
Yeah. Hey, man, you got any garbage?
Got any garbage?
Can I root through it?
Yeah, let me go through your garbage. If you put it out, it's public domain. My husband says, Constant War says, my husband was raised evangelical Baptist and has ridiculous stories of Bible study field trips. Again, here's the thing. I want to make sure, and again, this is not against you, Constant, but I want to make sure, because I've had some people ask or comment that they think that I'm out to get Christians. I'm not. I don't give a shit. I fully support and will fight for your right to worship however you think you should worship, within reason, of course. If you're causing people bodily harm, or like Kent Hovind trying to grift off of people, then I'm going to call you out. My problem isn't with Christianity. My problem isn't with religion. It's with people who abuse and take advantage. And I will, I will call that out all the time, every time. But, like I said, people who I've heard some horror stories coming out of Bible camps and whatnot. And, I wish the vast majority of those stories were not true. But as we found out back in 2002, 2003, when the Boston Globe put out their expose on what happened with the Catholic Church and how widespread it was. That stuff that's some serious shit, man. So no, I don't, like I said, I don't attack people for being Christian, being Muslim, being Buddhist. I don't care. Do whatever makes you feel good inside, within reason. Do it. Believe it. I don't care. That's fine. You're awesome. It's these fools that say, give me money, give me $4,000 so I can purchase my subs back from YouTube. YouTube is telling me we have to give them $4,000 to purchase subs. No, that's not how that works.
Survey says that is a lie.
That is lie detector said that is a lie. Yes, I will call you out, Donna says. Well, damn, I was going to start grifting in the name of Jesus, but John will call me out. Guess I'll think of something else to do. Yeah.
Raven Darkstar, come on, Aztecs can't do human sacrifices.
No.
It's wild. It's really, really interesting. Something because Raven brought up the Aztecs and not just the Aztecs. It was the Aztecs. It was the Incans. It was the Mayans. It was
a lot of
Mesoamerica. It was Mesoamerican. Mesoamerican cultures, and human sacrifice was a major thing in Mesoamerican cultures. It was has known do fraud. Well said, Darth.
That's exactly how Dr. Dino would have said it. I know do fraud.
I know do fraud, and so. But the Mesoamerican cultures are, they were very, very invested in the practice of human sacrifice. It was a religious rite. It was one of their number one religious rite. And something interesting that I found out, in my studies as I was addressing this, because Ray Comfort is very, very fond of comparing atheists to he believes that atheists are like depraved, monstrous human beings, and he equates them to like the behaviors of the Aztecs. When the Aztecs and the Incans and the Mayans and the Oaxacans and all the Mesoamerican cultures that lived in that whole area from South America up through Central up into Mexico, beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful culture. I learned so much about it, and they were a deeply, deeply spiritual people that in their mythology, sin was an actual physical entity that existed in the world and was always at the doorstep, was always threatening to undo their grand civilization. And the bigger they got and the more influential they got and the more they had, basically in their minds, the more they had to lose, the greater an enemy, the greater a threat sin was. And so the human sacrifices, that the people who were sacrificed specifically to appease the gods and incur their favor so that they would help to keep the sin away. That was the whole point. But it was a constant struggle. They in their eyes, in their culture's eyes, the struggle between good and evil was a constant daily thing that you could never turn your back on it. If you grow complacent, sin will make its way in and will undo all of your good works. It will undo your society. And so that's why it was so prevalent, which is why when conquistadors came over, when Cortez came over and actually took some of the people that were slated to be sacrificed, actually absconded with them and said, "You're free. You don't have to be sacrificed." They requested to be returned so that they could be, because number one, in their eyes, it was the highest honor to be sacrificed to the gods to keep them appeased and to keep sin away, because you had to be specifically chosen for the act, and they wanted to take part in that because that was their society. And so, the conquistadors were shocked by this, but I'm not sure why, because the human sacrifice element is in Christianity, and Spain was, influenced. Spain had Catholic influences at the time. The Catholic Church had, gotten into Spain at that point, so they understood the idea of substitutionary atonement, of Jesus being sacrificed, like God sacrificing himself to as a loophole for the evil that he put in the world, whatever. If you want to go down that road, but the whole thing is it's not an original concept. The Jews came up with it. It was in ancient Jewish culture. It was in ancient Mesopotamian culture. It was in Christian culture, Islamic culture. It was in indigenous Americans. It was in Native Americans. It was in Mesoamericans. It's a human thing. The Christians think they have like the friggin' market. They have the market cornered on substitutionary atonement. They don't.
It's an old concept, right? And somebody asked, do you...
Thanks, Beaver.
Yeah, it's coming from a beaver, by the way.
And I thought I just forgot to wipe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It itches.
Yes. Never do that little dance in your chair. Yeah. No. So somebody asked if there was a common ancestor for fraud, and I know it was a joke. I get it was a joke. I understand the joke was being made, but there is a common ancestor. It's a person who doesn't, want to actually contribute. They want to exploit.
Well, they're forced to. I mean, the way I understand, individuals like this, fundamentally, they're forced to do. These are the actions that they're forced to do because they can neither contribute. They don't have the capacity to make the bonds or to form the bonds they need with others in order to contribute to society in a way that they wouldn't have to grift anymore. They wouldn't have to take advantage of people's gullibility. They become they're predators. Predatory in the respect that they look for vulnerabilities and weaknesses so they can exploit them to their own gain. The reason they do these is because that's the only way they can survive, is that they have to prey off the weak and the gullible and the ignorant. And they have to look for those weak spots in order to survive, because if they just go off on their own and try to live by the rules, they'll never achieve anything, because society will continuously reject them for their antisocial behavior.
Yeah, so there is an antisocial thing. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. I forgot that today was State of the Union. Chaos Warren says 201 watching Johnny O in jail instead of the State of the Union address.
Here's a recap.
Yeah. State of the Union.
Ice cream.
Yeah, Prim says,
There's your recap. So
there you go. Says, fuck shit. I do not care who your invisible friend is. Again, like I said, believe whatever you wish. I will fight for your right to do so. So will JL. Just don't force that upon anybody else who doesn't want it. Okay.
I only seek intellectual honor. I seek education. Universal education, access to education for everybody. So everybody's operating off.
Okay, so I want to interject on that really quick because that's one of the things that you'll find. One of the most common things you'll find with grifters like Kent Hovind. They don't want you educated. They will. They will demonize education, scientific education, specifically in Hovind's side. They will demonize science.
Well, the Bible tells them to.
Well, not necessarily. It does not.
No, it does. It does. I've made this world to confound the wise. That's straight out of the Bible, to confound the wise and to upend the strong. That the world was made for the weak and the ignorant. That's essentially what the Bible is saying. That those who profess themselves wise are
This is not. We're not specifically talking about Kent Hovind. We're talking about con artists.
Oh well, yeah.
You see this, right? You see this with Chile, right? Chile doesn't want you looking and listening to actual law. He wants you interpreting what he believes.
Yeah.
He does. Same. We saw the shit with flat earthers. Oh no, that we're going to demonize science. We're going to demonize. Well, this is it's NASA. It's the devil. See this tongue from NASA. It's actually the serpent's tongue. All that stuff to demonize. And they have to do that because they want the masses that listen to them confused, because it makes you weaker when you don't know.
Yeah.
But you get somebody like Dr. Dave. Not Dr. Dave, Dr. Dino, Kent Hovind, who says, ooh, I can speak.
Well. Let me. I'm kind of correct on that. It's not that it makes you weaker when you don't know. It makes you weaker when you're afraid to learn.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you can, if we're going to use us, just the two of us, not that we do this, but for instance, if it were me and it was my ability to charm you into believing what I believe and getting you to look at actual learning as something that is demonic or evil or bad. That's what I want as a scammer. That's what I would want as a scammer. Is for you to not believe in evidence, for you to believe, no. You can't believe the evidence. You have to believe me. I'm the conduit in which the Lord speaks. Me, I'm the conduit. I'm the Messiah. I'm the guy who tells you this. I'm the guy who does this. You have to listen to me. We saw it with like David Koresh. We saw it with Jim Jones. We saw it with all these other types of scammers, right? If you look at anti-scientists, flat earthers, like big conspiracy theorists, the ones that believe like in lizard people and shit, what do they say? Oh, if you just only knew what I knew, I'm the special one. You have to go through me to get this knowledge. All that guru shit. There's where the deceptions. That's where we want to keep you stupid. We want to keep you uneducated. We want to keep you ignorant because it helps me put my hand in your pocket much easier.
Well, yeah, and I'm just saying that he's utilizing what the Bible says. That's how he justifies it. That's how, because any of these, any hardcore fundy evangelical has read the Bible thoroughly enough to know that when he brings up the point, when he does the whole I've made this world was made to confound the wise, and those who profess themselves wise are actually fools and shit like that. I'm paraphrasing, but a good grifter or a guy who's at least versed in the con knows how to knows the weak points of any kind of argument. He recognized that this kind of argument is what allows him that wiggle room, or allows him to be able to manipulate it to his own advantage. It's same with seed faith, planting a seed so that you'll reap it, like that.
Right. Why is it? And talking about seed faith doctrine, right? Mm-hmm. So why is it you have people like, and these are other guys that I go after. I go after the Osteens, the Duplantises, the what is the other fucking Muppet? What is his name?
Creflo Dollar.
Creflo Dollar is another one.
Wind of God.
Yeah, that guy.
Kenneth
Copeland.
Yep.
That guy. Those people are dangerous. They are dangerous because they'll tell you, no, you don't need to seek medical attention. You need to give us your money so we can pray for you. And while you're dying in a bed, they're taking all your money and buying $50 million airplanes.
When you're dying in bed, or you're being evicted, or you are being audited by the IRS for inability to pay your taxes, or you can't afford something for school or something, or you can't fix your car, or that's what they're doing. And then they'll spend your money and then come back with like watches that they saw LeBron James wearing and be like, check out that. I saw this watch that LeBron James. I thought this will look great on me. So I bought one.
This will look great. I wonder how it look on a white man. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. A little touch of casual racism in there.
Yeah, casual racism. No, you're wrong of calling me a millionaire. It's multi-millionaire. It's like, dude, you're trying to rub our faces in the fact that you're taking our money. Now, I don't give them money, but you're taking your populace's money, your congregation's money, living lavish lifestyles, talking about, well, if Jesus were alive today, he would travel in his airplane. No, he wouldn't, and I can tell you why I know he wouldn't. Let's, for the sake of argument, agree that Jesus was real and everything in the Bible is 100% true about Jesus' life, okay? For the sake of argument, because that's what we're arguing from. We're going to argue from the position of Creflo Dollar, Duplantis, and all these other dudes. If that were the case, trying to justify them buying these $50 million airplanes. Well, if Jesus were here today, he would be on that private jet. No, he wouldn't. Because it's not like things like private carriages didn't exist in Egypt and Jerusalem back in that day. Ones adorned with gold and silver and pulled by the best camels or horses or people or whatever. They had all those things. He chose to walk barefoot through the desert preaching his ministry.
I'd like to think that if the dude exists as depicted in the Bible, I'd like to think that he'd probably look around and if he'd seen these guys like in their planes, like, so you fly from this city to this city, preaching the word. Like, yeah, well, what about all the people that you fly over?
Yeah.
What about them? He'd probably come up with some observation to be like, so you do there, and then you fly over there, and you do there in this grand jet that allows you to fly. Okay, you say, okay. But what about all the people that you're flying over and you're missing? What about them?
Yeah.
And that would be his first, and then they would come up with some sort of like, oh, well, they could catch me on TV or on the internet or like, but
okay, well then why do you need the airplane?
Why do you need the airplane?
You can reach the entire world all at the same time from the comfort of your own home. I've got people
just do it from one place, so you can reach everybody.
People like this right here who are watching this show right now in Australia.
So just set up in one spot, and you have your little camp, and and then you do your show, and then you can reach everybody in the world all at once.
And this,
I have to be in person. Well, if you have to be in person, then why not just meet them all as you go?
Yeah, exactly. As Jesus did according to the Bible.
Yeah. You ever hear of a fat apostle?
Yeah, right. This didn't cost me $50 million times 4. That's how many fucking private jets Kenneth Copeland has. Jesse Duplantis has 2 or 3. And watching them justify, and again, this is about the whole idea of grifting. This is where we're getting on to the whole with Kent Hovind. Watching them grift, watching them take advantage of people who don't have the money. That's shit like that irritates me. It irritates the hell out of me. So you watch so many good people whom, instead of seeking out, and again, it's one thing to seek out medical attention and just be like, you know what? I don't want to do the chemotherapies and the radiations for this cancer. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to live like that. That's one thing. It's quite another to say, no, that's not going to work for me. I need to give all of my money to this multi-millionaire in order for them to pray this disease away. I have a problem.
Yeah, that's what they do. They find, because that's one of the problem of hermeneutics is what brings on the ability to interpret the Bible in a number of ways, and that no one can say that their interpretation is more valid than anybody else's, because everyone comes at it from a different angle and from different personal experiences. So when you have such vagaries throughout your entire holy book, where things are so vague that you can interpret them in these ways, then you'll have con artists that will come around and be like, oh, look, if you look at it this way, then this could benefit us, and then they can utilize that and realize, as long as we keep these people happy or do whatever, whatever's going on, that we can get money out of them, because we can slip this in, because there's nothing in the book that safeguards against it, and because you have things like in the Bible saying, like, don't be wise. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing, but you have crap like that that's littered throughout the book, because if you look into these things, you realize they fail. That's the thing. Why does the book that purportedly tells the truth then turn around and tell people, don't look into it? That's what the book says. This book is the truth. Don't question it. Because when we find out, if we disobey that and then we question it, we realize it all falls apart. There's a reason why it says, don't look into it. Because it falls apart, because they acknowledge that. That's the whole point. But because these predatory individuals, from Kent all the way up to Austin, he wishes he had Austin's numbers, like the tobacco company, man. So they recognize that people will adhere to this to the letter of the law.
Yeah, and this is,
and that's a prime opportunity.
I'm glad you brought up Osteen, because this is a guy that was turning away people shelter during one of the most terrible and horrific hurricanes we've seen in the state of Texas. Well, we were flooded. People went down there with their cameras like, where's the flood? Show us where the flood is, because we can't seem to find it. And we're here at the church right now. Yeah, there's a little bit of water out here, but this church isn't flooded. You have plenty of room to get in here.
Okay, man. Now, during the day, take your ass to the Home Depot, get yourself a fucking pump.
I mean, there's a lot of things they could have done to help. And then when you have Copeland talking about during the height of COVID, when people are being furloughed and not making any money whatsoever, they're getting their COVID, stimulus checks and whatnot. That's all they've got. And Copeland's like, well, you get down to the church and put your tithe in. Give us your money. Give me, a multimillionaire, your 10%. It's instead of saying, look, you guys are being fucked right now. I've got tons of cash. Let me sow some of my own seed. Put my own money out there to help you out, to give you guys, food drive. Let me take one of my 5 private jets and start airdropping food supplies into these people who don't have money. Now, don't do that. That wouldn't be the Christian thing to do, according to
you can tell these cats. So you can tell that cats like this don't give a shit about anything but money for themselves, because you still have real legitimate religious-based organizations like Habitat for Humanity. That are consistently strapped, because they go to the limit with every dollar that they give, with every dime they get, in order to build housing for those who need it. And everything they do, it's religious based. Just they do what they want, but they legitimately provide housing. How do I know this? Because my mother works with them all the time. That's like how she gives back to the community, because with the time that she has, she contributes to Habitat for Humanity, going out there and building houses for people. If Joel Osteen took 10% of his wealth and dumped that, like literally 10% of his total wealth, and dumped that into Habitat for Humanity, you have any idea what that would do for the housing problem in this nation right now? Because Habitat for Humanity is everywhere. They're in every state. So, yeah, just take 10% of your wealth. You don't need it. You can't take it with you, and just give it to Habitat. Let Habitat run with that. And guess what? Houses everywhere, because Habitat not only builds houses, they also have recovery programs to enable people to get on their feet so they can maintain the house that they are being given. So these programs are there. But people like this, people like Osteen and others, and other individuals like him, are not interested in that. And the fact that people, for some reason, can't see that. They can't.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I actually enjoy Habitat for Humanity. I think what they do is an excellent thing, because they don't have.
Jordan K said it's in Canada too. So.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, awesome.
They don't have the huge overhead. Oh, we've got to pay our CEOs. No, they say, sure, we've got $800,000. Let's go build 16 houses. We can do that with $800,000.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to be fucking mansions, but they're going to be mansions and castles of those who don't have a house.
Those people who are living in their cars or living in shelters or living on the street, they damn sure are.
That's going to be their castle. That's going to be their mansion.
This is interesting. So someone brought it up. Nick Volt brings up something impressive, but who is to blame? The people want to give their money to these people. Who are we to say that it is a bad choice? Okay. That's an understanding the Christian mentality, the individuals that are taken in by this.
Well, first I want to say this. I do want to say that you are absolutely correct. What one person does, what you choose to do with your money, that's completely up to you. Now, I'm not going to get upset if you, after hearing evidence, after hearing, after being, look, this is a con, right? If I tell you, like there's been this con that's been going around YouTube for a while now, where people are they're spoofing accounts, basically taking their avatars and whatnot, and saying, "Hey, go do this and you'll get that." Blah 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 blah. Right? If we come out here and say, "Hey, look, don't do that shit. That ain't me. That's in no way associated with the plot hole or whatever channel you're watching." I've done my part, right? I've said, "Hey, don't do that," and you do it anyway. That's on you. That's on you. It's totally on you. So it's a very valid point. What you do with your money is 100% up to you. If I see that somebody's out there trying to grift off of you and tell you that you need to send $4,000 to Kent Hovind so he can purchase his subs back, that's not a thing. That's not real. That is a grift. Now, if you choose to send him money regardless, then that's, again, you're right. Nick, you're absolutely correct. That's on you. I think it's a terrible choice, but it is what it is. Torres Newman, who's been a plot hole crew member for 24 months, says, "Wow, 2 years in the house." Bang, bang. That's right, Tor. Thank you so much. And then, of course, not to be undone or outdid, some guy named Bridge the Divide, who's also celebrating 24 months of being a plot hole crew member, says, "What up?"
Well, apparently I made Nutella Poop Mafia mad. I don't know what I said that warranted. It's not true, but nonetheless, but that's beside the point. What I'm going off is who's to blame in that situation. Yes, they can. I agree.
Time to fuck out. Nutella Poop Mafia. You keep that shit up, and then I'll get you fucking booted out of here. There's no fucking room for that on this channel. Period. Point blank.
Oh, you saw what he said?
Absolutely no room for that on this channel. Absolutely no room. So,
well, he said my name. Was he trying to get my attention, or is he just wanting to insult me?
I don't know, but that right there.
I don't even. It's probably a sock account.
Yeah, it probably is. But there's no room for that shit here. Mods, you can pounce on that shit if you wish.
Yeah, that's a sock account. No subscribers, no videos. June 22nd, 2022.
Yeah.
Get your dirty socks out of here, sir. If you don't have the balls to actually like show up, be yourself, man. Don't be afraid. If you want to insult me, insult me. I mean, it's on Johnny's channel, so he's going to do what he wants. I can't tell Johnny what to do on his own channel. I can, but he's just going to be like, "Fuck you." But if you,
you do have upgraded mod powers, just so you know.
Oh, awesome! Yeah. But if you want to insult me, step up and insult me. Don't hide behind a sock account.
Yeah,
dirty little sock puppet. So, yes, you are correct. People can spend their money the way they want. They absolutely can. But
I just want you to have all the information.
But and the point on this is that I don't blame the people who are giving their money to him. I blame the people who are doing it because they are manipulating. They are manipulating the Christian mentality. That it's not so much that they think that not so much that these people want to. It's that they think that they've been convinced that they have to.
Yeah,
that's the point. So they've been lied to and they've been made to believe. They've been given enough to convince them that this is what they must do. So Christians, when convinced of a particular thing in a particular branch of faith, they are like
not just Christians.
Well, people, but keeping it to this, but yeah, people will do this. But in this particular situation, they're like lemmings. They will go straight off a cliff if they think it's in the name of their God.
Right.
And that is deeply problematic. Positivity is great, but positivity can be toxic. When it is sacrificed for truth, or when it for a lack of truth.
When it's used as a manipulation tool. Right.
Yes, this is what the problem is.
Skydiver Tan, who's been a headbanger for 21 months, says JL haters going to hate. He's a jelly monster. Bear daddies are threatening.
What is that? They're peanut butter and jealous. Peanut butter and jealous. Good one. They hate us because they ain't us.
All that stuff works. Okay. Getting back to Kent Hovind. Ronald Mead says, "I thought Kent was a science teacher at one time. In his own mind, he was."
It's true.
Science teacher. In his own mind, and it was only at there's no record of him teaching at any public, or I don't even think there's record of him teaching in a private.
No, he held classes as a part of his ministry to a captive audience of children, where he taught them creationism. That's right. What he did not teach science. He's never been a member of any kind of school district. He's not an accredited, or he's not a licensed teacher. He's not any of that. He's not an educator. He's never been hired by any district. He parents would bring their kids to him as a part of the ministry, and he would keep them captive. They had a captive audience of children where he taught them creationism. That's what it was. And sometimes I think he would give like demonstrations, shit like that. So
yeah, I mean, he basically was like a homeschool teacher.
right.
So yeah. And speaking of which, talk about his yeah, that's ain't us.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah.
They hate us because they hate us. They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah. No, so his doctorates, again, correct use of air quotes, Matt Powell. His doctorates are all bullshit. You look at somebody at one time, somebody had published his thesis that he, I don't know, wrote in crayon. Reading this thing, if you were to take this to any PhD level defense, right, it would be utterly, I don't even think he would make it to the defense stage. His sponsor, his PhD sponsor would withdraw his sponsorship. He would withdraw his recommendation if this was a garbage. And I'm not talking about content. The content was terrible, but just the form. It was awful. It was not higher education level writing, even a little bit.
Wow. This is an angry person.
Who's angry?
Nutella.
Are we still have Nutella here?
Yeah, this is an angry dude.
All right.
He's so whiny for a sock.
Oh. Goodbye, Nutella.
That's just sad. I'd call him. I'd call him a bitch, but that's wasted.
Yeah.
He's just a sad person.
Yep. Well, he's gone now. Point. I don't. There are a lot of things that I like I said. A lot of things that I'll put up with. That's one of them I won't. The homophobia, that shit. I'm not going to put up with it. Okay.
Mr. Andrat, I got it right in the last stream. Ontario.
Oh, Canada. Yeah. He breaks your balls about that. That's funny. A lot of things I'll put up with. Like, a lot of people like to come after me in comment sections and whatever. I don't give a shit. And you say whatever you fucking want about me. So long as it doesn't violate TOS, I don't give a shit. I might find a comment and have some fun with you. We'll do a little back and forth. It'll be like that scene in the Gentleman with Colin Farrell. That was great.
You talking about the restaurant scene?
Yes, that was great. If you haven't seen The Gentleman, you need to go watch it. It's on Netflix.
This shit was hilarious. It was pretty hilarious.
Good. I'm generally not a huge Colin Farrell fan, and I think what it is when he does his American accent, I can hear that he's not very good at an American accent. And I think that messes with him. I think he can hear it too, so it affects his performance. But when he's just being the Irish,
oh yeah, if you look at him in Bruges or
The
Banshees of Inisherin, he's
and then again in The Gentleman, his performance is so much better because he's not having to regulate how he says what he says. Anyway, that whole
it always reminds me of Tom Hardy in Legend when he was like, "What the fuck is that? What you fucking think of this? It's a fucking tool." It's like, that ain't a tool, it's a rolling pin.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Bake me? Who are you? Fanny Craddock, go bake me a cake.
Okay.
Go sing me a song and blow me candles out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I came here for a proper gunfight with the
shootout.
A shootout is a fucking shootout.
Yeah.
Get the fucking away.
But again, that scene in The Gentleman where the four kids go into the restaurant. It's so fucking good. And I'm sure everybody's seen it. Everybody who's ever it made its rounds on TikTok and I think YouTube Shorts for a while. So it's great. But yeah, again, I'll do stuff like that. Have a little bit of back and forth. At the end of the day, whatever. As long as you don't violate TOS, I don't give a shit. Say whatever you want. Call me whatever you want. Don't care. It's fun. Go in there and mix up a little bit. It's fun. And then I forget about it whenever I leave. I've got this one guy. And I'm only going to mention him once outside of it because he thinks he gets under my skin. And it's the funniest thing in the world because he thinks he triggers me because he literally goes to every single one of the videos that I put out and types in comments, "Let's go, Brandon." Like, okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
You know this guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, do your thing. I don't give a shit. I haven't moderated one of his comments. I haven't deleted anything. Period. He says what he wants. Don't care. Say what you want. I don't care. He's all, oh, I trigger you so much. Like, oh, you do you? You trigger me. You trigger me so much that you go to every single one of my videos and comment the same thing over and over again. That's how triggered
hilarious.
I am.
I'm so triggered. Trigger me, Timbers. Trigger me, Timbers. Trying to work out where in Australia my accent was from. I am not. I'm okay with some accents, but I do like, approximations. I'm no Tom Hardy,
But that wasn't an Australian accent. That was a Cockney accent.
Cockney.
It was a bad Cockney accent.
The bad Cockney accent.
But that's a tough one to do. In all fairness, a Cockney accent is very difficult to do, especially if it's proper, because it's the as the Brits know.
No, it's not. It's a rolling pin.
It's a rolling pin, yeah.
Who are you? Fanny Craddock, go bake me a cake. Go sing me a song while I blow out my candles.
Yeah, so last summer says, imagine trying to trigger Johnny O. What's he going to do other than his classic a Johnny O sigh? Michael. Yeah, exactly. It's like, look, it's funny. It's, I see this guy who comments, and I see all the comments that come out. I try to engage. I try to read at least I try to read everybody's comment, and some I'll respond to, and some I'll give thumbs up or whatever. And when I see those guys, like that guy, obviously he needs my attention. He needs me in his life somehow, which is fine. Whatever I can do to help provide you a better, whatever. If I can make your life a little bit better, cool. If it makes you happy trying to trigger me, then go right ahead. Fucking knock yourself out.
The Dick Van Dyke School of Cockney Accents.
Yeah, there it is.
That's actually kind of funny. That's actually good. That's good.
Paracord Princess, who's been a plot hole crew member for 12 months, just a year, says the scene in The General's Daughter, Travolta versus Woods.
Oh, Travolta, yeah, John Travolta. Travolta and James Woods, and that was pretty boss. That was a good movie. That had some good stuff in it.
James Woods is one of those guys where I need somebody like a Travolta to balance out. Like Woods was great in, what was that movie he did with Sylvester Stallone? What was that movie? They were demolition experts. Had Sharon Stone. God, what's the name of that movie? PhD Tony in the house.
Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone.
James Woods, Sharon Stone. What's his name? Roberts. Julia Roberts' brother.
Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts. What the hell is the name of that movie? Oh, this is. Jeez. I know somebody's going to tell me. The Specialist. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Tim Hicks and PhD Tony. Yeah. I need those other characters to, they help. Because I generally don't like James Woods by himself. He's a good character actor when he's playing that type of character. But just by himself, no, I can't do it.
Sharon Stone, so this one deal that Paul Verhoeven was talking about casting Sharon Stone because she was in Total Recall. And she was cast in Basic Instinct after Total Recall because of her her unique ability to be able to go 0 to 60 and back. Yeah. Like we're talking like kind and sweet to a vicious and then all the way back in like a heartbeat. She could just go and he's like, and yeah, she's kind of like that in real life. So it's just that really what it was kind of hurt.
Yeah. Welsh News Network, who's been a plot hole crew member for 3 months, says, "Hey, Johnny O, JL, and everyone else. What's going on, Welsh? Good to see you, man."
Well, Johnny loved James Woods in John Carpenter's Vampires.
Oh yeah, that was the greatest performance of shit I've ever seen.
Greatest performance for me to poop on.
You poop all over.
Oh my God, Clive! Really?
Boom! It's never going to go away. It's never going to go away.
But
only a matter of time. No, I understand. I saw Clive pop in like 20 minutes ago. I was like, man, how long is it before Clive Wells says something about ghosts? I know it's going to happen. I'm just waiting for it. I've actually extended this live stream just to see how long it would take Clive Wells to mention JL and ghosts.
You're killing me, man. Fuck.
I do not hate all movies, NA. There are movies that I absolutely adore.
Three.
That's
maybe 4.
6. There's 6.
3.5.
6.
3.25.
2.5. Why is
You
it
got a
going
quarter of the
down?
way
Why is
through
it
and then
going
walk
down? We were at 3.5. Now we're less. What the fuck?
3.25. Then like he got a quarter of the way through, then walked the fuck out of the theater. It's like, nah.
I like that quarter of the movie. The rest, it stinks. Name that reference.
The Critic.
There you go. Who's in it?
It stinks. Yeah, it's John Lovitz, man. Come on.
I'm just making sure. Just making sure.
I love the sequence when who's the Australian guy, the hot Australian dude.
Oh, I haven't seen that show.
Anyway, so there's a sequence when they're in the where he's in the apartment and he's talking to the girl, and she says he's talking to the girl, and then and she needs to talk to both the hot Australian guy and him and John. So she's like, "Can you step outside for me?" So he's like, "What?" And he goes out on the balcony of the apartment, and then all of a sudden it starts storming. And then just like rain and then wind, and he's just like, it's like all cold and everything. He's like, And then when she gets done talking to the Australian guy, she goes to him. She's like, "Okay, you can come back in. I need you to go out." She's like, "Okay." He's like, "All right, no problem, love." And he goes out on the balcony, and all of a sudden the sun comes out and shine. All these birds come down. He's like, because his life is shit.
Yeah. Hang on there. Somebody needed a link to the show, so let me. It's probably because my links are busted. Was somebody, one of the mods, if you post a link to the Discord, let me see. Let me see.
Looks like the eggs have ripened. Wait a minute, eggs don't ripen. Like,
oh man.
JL is adamant that Hellraiser 3 is the best film ever. Well-known fact. Incorrect, sir. I just happen to like the movie because Terry Farrell is in it. As I've stated multiple times.
I like Terry Farrell. And I like Hellraiser. I like Hellraiser. Hellraiser, that's one of my... Okay, JL can attest to this. Hellraiser is one of my favorite franchises, especially in the horror genre of all time.
Yep.
Hellraiser 3 is garbage.
But not as bad as like 4, 5, 6,
well,
7.
So hang on. Hellseeker is... Actually, Hellseeker is really good. That's the one with Mayhem. I forget his real name. I just remember his Mayhem because he's so funny in that.
Well, to me, I like talking about ghosts too when I'm debunking them. When I'm watching videos of people who think they see them. And
I was wondering how long it would take for you to get there.
When I'm debunking them because I don't believe in them. And then Clive Wells comes around with his fucking PhD and shit. He's like, he believes in ghosts. I have authority because
Yeah, well, you did say some weird stuff about ghosts. Welsh News Network for £2 said... Ghost. I had to. I'm sorry. I know this is different from the Dr. Dino.
I guess you could say it's haunting me.
Yes, it is. Translax 790 says I didn't hate the newest Hellraiser. I didn't hate it either. I was pleasantly surprised. It was much better than the previous two pieces of shit that came out. Holy shit. The 7 copy and the one before that was just bad. And this one was actually fairly
the Hulu one.
Yeah, the newest.
God, I love it.
It was
Jamie Clayton. I'm so on the Jamie Clayton train.
Yeah,
I absolutely am. Yeah, loved her in Sense8. Absolutely loved her in this.
I'll just leave that there, Tony.
Or botching quad. What's funny is that those two are related.
No, that's exactly.
Is that they're related? Exactly. So it's kind of both. When you swing, you hit both those balls. It doesn't even require that wide of a foot to hit them both.
Stop. I need to know what that amount of money is and which one has to be which. Like who's.
You're taller than me, so you have to be Swayze.
I have to be Swayze.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because you're taller than me, so camera wise.
That's true.
Yeah.
But do I have to be shirtless? Nobody wants to see that.
It's the same.
Nobody wants to see that, though.
Hey, if Seth Rogen and James Franco can reenact Kanye and Kim's video,
that's true.
We could do this.
We could do this, but I need to know what that money.
I think we have a budgetary number in mind.
Yes, there is a budgetary number in mind.
Don't worry, we'll give you a credit too. So.
Yeah, right. It'll be your idea, so you get it.
Jail ghost roast.
Look, I know this is different. We kind of strayed from the original topic, and I had to because people like Ken Hovind piss me off. They irritate me because they try and actively take advantage of people.
They do.
So I wanted to get away from the topic for just a little bit, kind of shoot the shit. Stevie says, now he's got to do tridents and ghosts.
Tridents.
So in one of the fraud editor videos that I covered, I forget who it was. Jeez. Anyway, he in his script regurgitation, he, instead of calling them tyrants, he called them tridents.
Oh, that's great. And so, Jason, thank you, Jason Hyatt. JL is getting on a spirited discussion.
Like where's that dog? You know which one I'm talking about? Is it the Malamute?
Oh yeah, it was a husky, I think. But either way, which is what I do in mine. It's like, because these these conclusions just pigeonhole his whole. Like,
yeah, right.
So,
so Valerie Handmade with a Heart says renting a pottery wheel would cost a lot. I mean, yes. Wait a minute. PhD Tony, we're gonna have to get you from Aussie land to the States, because now Skydiver Tanner says I'll pay to see Johnny and jail reenacted if PhD Tony is the clay.
I love PhD Tony, but I don't know if I want to see like a glistening wet PhD Tony.
I mean, I think everybody wants to see
a glistening wet malleable PhD Tony.
Yes. Yes.
So it has to be his head, and it's got to be like
I don't want to know which.
No, the bald head. No, shit, no, the head is the top head. Top head.
That's so
funny. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Look, Skydiver Tanner put it out there. I'm just working with what I got, okay? Welsh News Network for £2 says you too, the ghost scene. That's a horror movie. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it would be. That would be a horror film. That shit would go viral on TikTok.
Oh, we would kill it. We would kill it. Zachary Hoover says he would come down and sing the song. Wait a minute. Which righteous brother would you be? Would you be the baritone or would you be the tenor? Curious.
Actually, that's a four beersman right there. It's PhD Tony sitting there, me there, like do like this, you behind me, and then a quick clip off to the side of Irish Demon singing. That's a four beardsman.
There's your horror film.
PhD Tony would be cheaper than renting a wheel. I've heard he is.
It would be better than renting a wheel, that's for certain.
I've heard he is.
Oh man, Zach has a beard too, so look, we're good. Right? Everybody who's coming to do this project, look, you guys get together, and if you can get that kind of scratch together, we will do it. I know, as scary as that sounds. This is so bad, so terrible. Oh man. Zerzuzi Zyquin says, I think I'm gonna have nightmares. Wait till you actually see the video.
Oh, we should take the four of us and recut the trailer. Just recut the trailer, the ghost trailer.
Yeah.
And you can have me being like, I love you, and you'd be like, ditto.
Yeah. Oh jeez. I've had a lot of fun tonight. You guys are awesome. Side chat, I know we got distracted a little bit by the not Dr. Dino stuff.
Well, ultimately in the end, I will. Welsh News says I will. No, it's your super chat. You read it.
Welsh News Network for £2 says I will pay double for you not to do it. All right, so here's the thing, guys. We got to put Welsh to the test. I want to see if he's really going to pay double for us not to do what you guys will pay us to do. So there you are. There's your challenge. Now, if
they raise the money for us to do it.
Yep.
And then Welsh will raise double the money to keep us not from doing it. So we'll give so all the original donations, we'll give those back.
Yes, they'll get their money back.
And then Welsh will pay us double.
Yep.
To do that.
And Beaver Zero wants in too, so there we go. I wish you answered my question, but love you guys. Everyone have one. What was your question, Michelle? Before you leave, what was your question? Adam Strange says just got back. Is Kent permanently banned from YouTube? His Kent Hovind official was deleted from YouTube for multiple TOS violations. He is now trying to turn this into a new grifting situation where he needs $4,000 to purchase his subs back from his old channel or get his channel back to. It's so stupid.
Oh no, that's a terrible idea. Oh, I can't believe I even thought that up. God, my brain goes to some dark places sometimes.
Yep.
I mean, it's not even sexual in that respect. It's just really, really dark. Like video yourself doing like a ghost hunt in Dead Dinosaur Adventureland.
What?
Video to video yourself doing a ghost hunt in Dinosaur Adventureland.
That would be.
I'm sorry. It's just like, what are you doing? Paranormal activity, man. I've been tracking it all over the place here. I'm looking for it, man. Yeah. Are you there? Speak to me. I'm sorry.
Yes, JL does have Michelle. His question was, does JL have a channel? You guys are fun. Yes. JL's channel is called Bridge the Divide. Did we ever get a link in there for you, JL? Did you put your link?
So I thought somebody else put it there, but I can put it in there now.
We'll find it. Yeah, let's get it in there. So we'll definitely get that for you.
So on YouTube, because we have the new tags, you can just do @JL Warren.
There you go. It's youtube.com/@JL Warren. So, yeah.
There you go. There's the link, and I did the ad as well. So, found footage just for Johnny O. Yep. Ghost hunt, but we walk into places with glowing Dinos.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Oh, okay. It's always ghosts with JL. No, it's not.
It is
alternative sources of energy.
Ghosts.
And actually, and I'm not. We don't have to talk about this now, but I know you're desperate to like run away and sign off and everything.
Yeah, I just got over COVID, you fucker.
You're over it. So
sort of. You can still hear it in the throat and the nose. I'm still all clogged.
No, you've always sounded like shit. So something.
What was that? Oh, geez, we seem to have lost JL Warren. I don't know what happened. Oh, he's back now. There he is.
Clive, something that I'm curious about, and we could talk about this later. It's not. It's about debunking the supernatural. Thank you very much. But Clive, in all seriousness, the new stuff about stellar raiders, about the potential of stellar raiders, and what it could do for the kind of energy crisis here in America or in the world in and of itself. I'm very curious as to your take on that. So how the new kind of fusion reaction breakthroughs, as far as like making those like a national thing, like an international thing or national thing, and what they could do for our energy situation. I'm kind of curious as to your thoughts on that. So,
Beaver Zero. Oh my detector is vibrating. That means it's close.
Finding my lost hairline.
Oh,
I shaved my.
That's just relevant.
I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow.
Really quick,
thank you.
Your one hair, yeah. By the way, everybody complained about the long intro, so I shaved it. I cut it down to like 2.5 minutes. I hope that's better for you guys, because it's not getting any shorter than that. Nothing. Golly, I leave them open. JL snoozes right through them.
I wasn't snoozing. I was looking. I was like, wow, I've just never seen that many like ghost comments in your live stream, in your live chat before this. It's all about JL trying to disprove he doesn't believe in ghosts. Suck that one up. He has a whole playlist of ghost hunts. I've seen it.
Here's a good one. NANA for $6.66. Says JL secretly wants to be a real Ghostbuster. I don't think it's a secret. He does want to be a Ghostbuster. That'd be fucking cool.
Who doesn't want to be a Ghostbuster?
I would love to be a Ghostbuster.
JL Warren, which one tags you? They're both of them I put in there. You're killing me, Smalls. Oh, what was it? Clive Wells. Really? I thought you were an advocate of ghostly energy as a power source. It's such a bad paraphrase of what I was saying.
But is it that bad? Anyway, really quick, a little bit of housekeeping. I know that a lot of you have been who contributed to Insomniac Films. I want to show you something really quick. Be right back. 1 second.
Where's my shirt?
Shut up. That's what I'm going to show you.
Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
So here we go. Here's one of these shirts. This is an extra large, unfortunately. So somebody who did the order whilst jacked up on medicine put the wrong numbers in the wrong spot. So I do have to order some more, but I will have a bunch of leftover t-shirts. I have some leftover t-shirts. So if you guys want one, let me know. I will sell them to you. And I'll make it worth it. I'll make it, be nice. It'll be nice. A nice gift. I have a couple left over. I'll give you the exact sizes, but I do have some in. I'm making another order. The company that I'm using is really fast. So I ordered those. They were here like 2 days later. It was crazy fast how quick they got here. I do have to outsource from a different company some of the larger sizes. This company doesn't do anything over 4X, and some of my folks need some 5s and 6Xs. So I'm going to get that done just as soon as I can find somebody who doesn't charge fucking $40 for a goddamn shirt. So working on it. I think I found a place. I think Tina helped me find a place, so that will be done within the next couple of days. Excuse me. And then I'll start getting these shirts out to those who have paid for the shirts. Joshua Lee says it's not getting any shorter than that. Johnny O 2023 for $5. Thank you, Josh. I'm glad that somebody picked up on that one.
Yeah, where's my shirt, man?
So it's here. I've got it, Jay. I've got your shirt. It is here. And I'm also, again, I've got to pick up a couple of different, I have to get a couple more double X's. So I put the right numbers in the wrong places. So I wanted the double X to be this number and the XLs to be that number. And I transposed numbers and I didn't
kind of like Superman 3, right?
Yes.
I was put a decimal place, decimal point in the wrong place.
So
I always do some little. I always screw up some mundane detail because.
Yeah. Janice Farmer says maybe you can share your T-shirt company with Chili. You can't get his. No, I won't do that. Chili's gonna find it the way I had to find it. Lots and lots of looking around. But anyway, so that is happening. Those are gonna go out soon, very soon. I'll start shipping out the ones that I've got them bagged and ready to go. I just have to, get to the damn post office. We were iced over all last week, and plus I have, sick with COVID. So I will get those. I think I can print out the shipping labels from here. I just don't want to do like 40 shirts going out. I want to do that and have the mail person have to come pick up a whole fucking case of individually packaged shirts. So yeah, there's that. We have completely unregulated nuclear proton accelerators.
I remember the status like, it's like, what's it? It's like we never took the time to do an appropriate field test in these deals. I blame myself. So do I.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that.
Why not? Each of us just wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yeah, right.
That's true. So okay, switch me on.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with those shirts. I want everybody to know that I did not. There was a whole it was a fuckle. It's like a debacle and a fuckery all together. It was a total fuckle with the original shirt company that I got my quote from. Went from $4 a shirt to like $12.60, almost $13 a shirt, which was ridiculous. Yeah. So I had to find a different one, and that took a while. I found a different company that wasn't as bad. They're still a little over double what I was originally booked for. But anyway, I got it all square. I just have to get some more double X's for folks because I'm an idiot and didn't look at the numbers before I sent it off. So there you are. I still have some that will be going out soon. Don't want you to think I forgot about you. I do appreciate everybody who contributed to Insomniac Films. I'm also working on the thank you board. I'm not sure I don't know how I'm gonna do the thank you wall. I haven't really decided yet. So that is on me. But yes, your shirts are coming out soon. If I have not heard from you, I thought a double X, but I ordered an XL. So you'll be getting an XL sent to you if you want something different and you haven't heard from me or responded to. I think Simon Mitchner was doing the original. He was handling the shirt sizes and addresses and whatnot. Just, like I said, plothole1@gmail.com. Or if you have that email from Simon, respond and he'll send it to me. Either way. But that's where that's at. So yeah, all those things are coming. And We do have a shoot coming up soon.
You know, Johnny, this
What's
reminds you of that time you tried to drill a hole in your head.
That would have worked if you didn't stop me.
There's a lot of Ghostbusters lines going on in the chat at the moment.
Tesla Bitten Radio has gifted 1 plot hole membership. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, this fine meal here represents the last of the petty cash.
Yeah. Yeah,
Slow down. Chew your food. Slow down.
So that is, yeah, Valerie says the cost of fabric has exploded. Yeah, absolutely. And I can see it. And again, I'm not upset that, I mean, it was kind of like, shit, you know, freaking prices went up. But I was like, oh, you guys suck. Blah, blah, blah. You know, it is what it is. It's something I had to deal with. And it took me a little bit longer than I wanted to have to deal with it. So I just don't want you guys thinking I was like, took your money and fucking ran, because no, they're here. I just have to get, now it's me getting to the damn post office. Or whatever. I don't know if I'm post office or UPS or whatever. But it's going to happen. What's that?
Why my forehead now?
Why are you forehead?
So to Aaron Reed, why are people pointing out like my head now? It's just like, now Aaron's like, just put the wall on JL's forehead. It's big enough. It's like,
I think it's 4 feet above her covers there, Logan Salmon.
4 feet above her covers. She growls. She drools.
She snarls. Yeah.
She snarls. She growls. She drools.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell them about the Twinkie. What about the Twinkie?
What about the Twinkie?
What's up, Chris Durham? Yeah, Dr. Dino is Kent Hovind. Yeah. Anyway.
Tell them about the Twinkie.
Yeah. All right, folks. It's time to get out of here.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Man has no dick. Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Oh man, that was so good. That guy, Walter Peck, I forget the actor's name, does very, very good at his role.
Oh yeah, he was in. Remember him in Die Hard, right?
Die Hard, yeah, he does a lot of that type of role. He looks vastly different in Die Hard than he does in Ghostbusters.
Well, he didn't have the beard.
Yeah, I was gonna say that beard. Imagine what I look like without this fucking thing. Jesus Christ!
Or what I would look like without this fucking thing.
Yeah, I've got pictures of you. I actually have pictures of me somewhere. What did I do with those? You guys want to see what I look like in high school? I'll wait. Let me know. If you do, I'll get the pictures. If not, then we'll get to the outro. We'll just do that.
Yeah,
Ocasio. Absolutely. Everybody says yes. Okay, give me a sec. We'll be right back. JL, entertain the masses with your ghostly adventures.
So yeah, I'm just this is awesome to talk about. Well, I'm not for just brigading people and getting their channels taken down. The stuff that Ken Hovind spouses, much like Matt Powell and other individuals of their ilk, is just dangerous rhetoric. It leads people towards antisocial behavior. It justifies antisocial action and can put lives in danger. They have no regard for safety. They have no regard for people's situations or people's experiences or people's positions. They don't care. It's their way because they're self-interested. They want the money. So to see a Hovind's channel taken down, I don't know if it's permanent. I know that Greg Locke is still
permanent.
Is it permanent?
Absolutely permanent, unless he wins some sort of magical appeal.
So it wasn't suspended like Chili's was.
No, this wasn't an account suspension. Like if you go look up Kent Hovind official, it is gone.
I took a picture. It says the site is not available, but they did the same thing to Chili too.
No, Chili wasn't allowed to. Just wasn't allowed to post. They didn't delete it. This one was.
This is gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
so
right, here we go. Hang on a second. Go ahead. Finish your thing. I'm sorry.
I was like, so if they if he's gone permanently, then he still has his little backup channel. He's going to keep doing his grift. He's going to do what he can. If he can't buy those subs back, if he doesn't get the money, which fingers crossed he won't. But if he's gone, and our society is better for it, because the fewer people perpetuating this nonsense, the better. I'm glad that well, I don't want to see people just, I'm for free speech, but, when your shit is dangerous, when your shit causes harm, when your shit causes division, then you have no place. And YouTube has the right to do that, to protect their audience from such vitriol. And so I'm glad that he's gone. And, we'll do dinosaur, we'll keep hammering him. We'll hammer Matt Powell. We'll keep exposing their videos and exposing their grift until they're done.
While JL is going off. This is high school Johnny O with his prom date.
Who's that dude with your wife?
Look at that little guy. Fucking hell. There's two of them now.
So who's the girl?
Look at that. Her name was, oh geez, or is. I hope. I mean, I don't know. She may have changed her name. She, believe it or not, she is the daughter of the librarian.
Ooh, librarian's daughter.
Yeah, oh, Jesus Christ. This is an old picture. This is from the late 90s. Fuck, that's old. That's old. Jesus Christ. But yeah, there I am, way back when.
Sometimes the pictures that come with the book are so nice.
That's true. This is not one of those times. Stay. Anyway, yeah, that was me back in high school. It was my prom date. Yeah. It was very interesting. I show people that picture. Nobody believes that was me in high school. Nobody. And I can understand why. It does not look anything like I look now.
That's true, Tesla. We are getting old. We absolutely are. You should see I don't have any of them here, but my wedding pictures are up all over the place. God, and Angela and I have taken a couple's picture like every 10 years that we've been together. And so we've got that kind of, to show kind of, it's wild. So, because I look back at that, I was like, oh.
Okay, really quick before we end the show, because Valerie Henry with Heart brings up this. If he is banned from the platform for not following 2S, you shouldn't have endless chances with new channels. You're not supposed to. But this is one of those instances where YouTube does not really either have the time or just they just don't give a shit. They don't give a shit with that. So yeah, you're not supposed to be able to ban skip.
Well, he had both channels going on at the same time.
Doesn't matter.
Both are running concurrently. They knocked that one down, but
right. But here's the thing: it's not supposed to matter according to YouTube TOS. You're not allowed to ban skip. Now, this came up in the one of the Kent Hovind pages that I look at, and YouTube just doesn't care. They won't go after these people. Because look at Dan Pratt. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about the musician, folks, but Daniel Pratt, the flat earther, had at least 15 channels banned for TOS violations.
Yeah.
And the only way his new channel would get banned is if he had multiple TOS violations. So, yeah.
I'm very curious if he's put up anything new. Not Daniel Pratt. I'm totally not concerned about him.
Oh, he has, by the way. He's got a new channel up, and that's how I know that he'll just continue. That Hovind can and probably will just keep continuing doing the shit that he does. It's just the way that it works. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. YouTube either doesn't have the time, or they just don't care that much.
No, yeah, he put up part 19 of his "Why on Earth Did God Let This Happen?" For heaven's sake. Yeah, he's doing he's just putting up he's linking his content over on the backup channel. He's linking that up to Twitter. So
yeah. Anyway, all right, that's it. It's time to go. Now you guys know what I looked like back in high school. People ask what happened to Diana. Her name was Diana. I can't remember her last name though.
Did you get any?
What's that?
Did somebody ask in the chat? Did you get any that night?
Oh man, it was such a weird. That whole situation was weird because she was a sophomore, I believe.
Oh, was she dared to go out with you?
No, it wasn't like a dare to go out. It was like all of her friends had prom dates and they all got to go to the prom. So she was like, yeah, I'll go out with you. It was like a pity date kind of thing. I was not very popular in high school. Not like that kind of popular. I was not popular with ladies. So, I didn't really get popular with ladies ever, to be honest with you, which is perfectly fine. But I did marry a very beautiful, intelligent, wonderful person. So in the long run, I'm winning. I'm Charlie Sheen.
Terrible. Anyway, in the end, I win. I am Charlie Sheen.
Tesla Bitten says it was a bet, wasn't it? It wasn't a bet. It wasn't a bet. No, it was the girl that I wanted to ask out had already been asked. So I know it sounds so bad, but this is fucking plus years ago.
Asked out.
She was. She showed up, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because I waited so long. At first, I wasn't even going to go to prom, But then my father was like, you should go because, it's the thing, blah, blah, blah. I said, whatever, it's the thing. It's a memory. And I said, fine, I'll go. And then he's like, well, who are you going to go with? I said, myself. He's not, you got to have a date. Get a date. I was like, I don't want it. You need to get a date. It's all right, fine. So I waited literally, I think I gave her like a week's notice. I asked her a week out before prom. After a week before prom. So she was like, oh, yeah, okay. I can do that. But the girl that I wanted to go with had already been asked. So I asked her first, and she's like, yeah, no, I can't. I was with the guy. So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah. Yep, there's a glimpse into the interesting life that is Johnny U. By interesting, I mean not. Anyway, it's time to go. Go check out this guy over here on Bridge the Divide. And Weekend Horror. Weekend Horror is tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Time. Lots of fun. If you like horror movies as much as we like horror movies, you'll love Weekend Horror. Go check it out. Also, this guy puts out great content over on Bridge the Divide. Lots of things debunking societal positions that are detrimental to all of us. So go check them out. And then I'll be back to regular content creation now that I'm not dying from COVID. It wasn't that bad. It's just I couldn't really speak. Anyway, that is what it is. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye. Don't forget your finger guns, guys. Bang.